Rise and shine, it's time to get started with sourdough. So, before we begin, I have a few side notes. First, I use my starter that I make. I do not put active dry yeast in my starter. The starter that I make is simply flour and water, and it's fermented for 7 to 10 days. Once it gets that bubbly consistency where it's active and bubbling, then it is ready to go. And I just continuously feed it every single day after that. I use a 1-to-1 ratio. So if I use 11 grams of flour, I use 11 grams of water, and then you take out half the next morning, do the same, and then you start with 11 grams of your previous starter, feeding it with 11 grams of flour and 11 grams of water. Now, if you want to make more, because roughly you really only need about a tablespoon of starter in order to make 2 loaves of sourdough per this recipe. Generally I've found that that's pretty normal for most recipes, but I have tried many recipes, and the one I'm about to show you today is the one that I have fallen in love with, continuously do every day. Again, hi baby, you're a good boy. Yeah, you can tell about the sourdough. Mr. Griffin likes to have tastes of it too. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yes, so this is not the end-all be-all recipe. This is just the one that I have fallen in love with and preferred, and I was asked to do a sourdough recipe video, so here it is. Yeah, anyways. So, let's go into the kitchen and begin our sourdough journey. I hope you all enjoy. I hope you find it informative. And, it is quite extensive. It takes all day for me to make these sourdough loaves, but my recipe provides 2 loaves per recipe, so it lasts a couple days. I don't have to make it every single day unless we've had sandwiches, and my family tends to go through them very quickly when we eat sandwiches because they're not very big loaves. But I have doubled and quadrupled the recipe before and made 4 loaves one time, and it worked great. No problems, no issues. However, my family did not go through it very fast, so one of them ended up molding because it just sat too long, and I had to throw it out. And I was really sad because it was so wasteful, and wasting food and resources just hurts my heart. Hurts my little country hippie heart. Anyways, so hi. I know. You just is so lovey. Anyways, so I hope you all enjoy. I hope again it is informative and that you get to enjoy some wonderful sourdough. You will need bread flour. I use a Dutch oven. I use an enamel coated Dutch oven. I have not yet used a pure cast iron Dutch oven, but this is an enamel coated cast iron Dutch oven. So if your Dutch oven is cast iron only, and as long as it's really well seasoned, I don't see there being an issue. It just make sure it's really well seasoned so it doesn't stick to your Dutch oven, because that'd be a bummer. But you can use, it just needs a Dutch oven because it traps in the steam that's created by the dough. Sorry. My brain is kind of this morning. I'm trying to spruce it up with some coffee, but anyways, so you do need a Dutch oven, and you need bread flour, and also you're going to need a scale, because this recipe works best when measuring it out by weight and not by like cups and teaspoons, tablespoons, etc. So I go by grams with this recipe, not ounces. And again, with my starter, I use a 1-to-1 ratio. If you want to make more, like double your recipe to make a lot of dough, you just increase your grams and just continue with that ratio, the 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. So if you want to use 26 grams of your starter, make sure you put 26 grams, you feed it with 26 grams of water and 26 grams of flour. So, and I'm sorry if I'm looking all over the place. This is new to me, talking into the camera like this, so bear with me. I'll get used to it. So, yeah. Let's go start our journey. You'll know your sourdough starter is active and ready to use when you have all of these frothy little bubbles